Welcome to Dixie Sun News at Noon. I'm Stephanie Dupar.
And I'm Monique Chavez. Thanks for tuning in.
Break out your Dixie State t-shirts and school spirit. It's homecoming week here at Dixie State. The week started with a car show on Monday and the annual Miss Dixie pageant on Tuesday. The pageant not only decides who's the next homecoming queen, but also sends a contestant to compete in Miss Utah in June. Let's take a look at this year's competition.
26 strong and poised Dixie State students graced the Cox Auditorium stage for the opportunity to be Miss Dixie State 2020. These contestants were revered for their powerful and uplifting energy that they brought to the competition.
These women are so strong and beautiful and empowering. Like, I feel better about myself being around them.
The women competed in several categories, including talent, interview, and evening wear, but there could only be one winner. Miss Morgan Olson.
It's really exciting because Morgan competed for Miss Utah last year with Eliana. She was Miss Spanish Fork, and she had such a great time. She really wanted to go again, and so she said, I really want to try to go back to Miss Utah. So that's exciting because she's been there before, so she knows what to expect. But she's so passionate about service and her platform and raising money for Children's Miracle Network, all of the things that the organization is focused on. So she'll be a great homecoming queen.
It turns out that children's hospitals have a special place in Morgan's heart.
I hand sew courage capes to donate to various hospitals, children's centers, and they're just these cute little superheroes.
Morgan will be making appearances later this week as she embraces her new title. And even with all this excitement, homecoming week was just getting started. School officials broke ground on the new Science, Engineering, and Technology building yesterday morning. Tonight is the Trailblazer 5K. Friday is jam-packed with activities from a homecoming assembly to Rock the Mall to a drive-in movie. Homecoming will conclude on Saturday with a parade, tailgate, and of course, the big football game. DSU's Alumni Banquet and Hall of Fame induction ceremony is tomorrow at 6 p.m. The sold-out event is a celebration of Dixie's 108 years of history with an eye on the present. The Alumni Association will be honoring those who've made significant contributions throughout their lives to support the students and programs at DSU. Dr. Antone L. Brooks, Frank Habian, and Mary Esther Putnam will be inducted into the Dixie State's Hall of Fame. The banquet and ceremony will take place in the Kenneth N. Gardner Center Ballroom and will feature speaker and alumnus Elder Jeffrey R. Holland of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Doors open at 5:15 p.m. Visit dixie.edu/homecoming for a full schedule of the homecoming week events. The DSU Police is offering a fingerprinting service for undocumented immigrants. The American Civil Liberties Union partnered with Dixie State in June to offer fingerprinting to members of DACA and undocumented immigrants. Utah is home to over 110,000 undocumented immigrants and is one of only 13 states that even offer driver's license to this unique population. While the card is not a traditional states-issued driver's license, it does allow special driving privileges for a year and allows the cardholder to be eligible for insurance. The fingerprinting service costs $20 and is available to everyone.
Game company Blizzard is under fire from Congress and its players for banning Hearthstone player Blitz Chung for using his spotlight time to hold up a sign saying "Free Hong Kong" and wearing a mask broadcasted at the event. DSU Esports Club member Danny Finnegan said he has seen a decline in Blizzard game playing, not only in the local gaming centers, but also all over the internet.
Yeah, so I was a pretty big Overwatch fan a little while ago. I kind of fell off the game a little bit, but it really did not make me. I usually come back for like the October events and other stuff. I like playing WoW as well. It's just like when I see big companies like that really sort of just supporting basically like human rights violations and stuff, I'm not really a big fan of supporting companies like that, you know.
Currently, Blizzard has taken no further actions other than banning comments about Hong Kong on their Twitch page. A local charter school is at risk of being closed. The Utah Charter School Board voted to close St. George Academy due to various factors, including financial difficulties. The school teaches students in grades 8 through 12 with an emphasis on college preparation. St. George Academy plans on appealing the decision and want to keep the school open for at least another school year.
DSU is bringing the heat, but maybe not in the way that you might think.
Reporter Jackson Chapman went to get the story on DSU's new kiln.
Department built a brand new wood-style kiln. This kiln was developed by John Neely and built by DSU Art Department staff and students. They built up the funds themselves and reserved Neely so they could have one on campus.
This is the first wood kiln of its kind, actually the first wood kiln in this part of Utah. This particular kiln is a train-style kiln. And so it mimics a 90-foot Anagama-style kiln in a short space.
Okay, well, it's time.
For whoever's stoking tonight, Katrina and Elliot, you're staying under 1,000 degrees. Another thing is, if you need to take a break, don't ever leave the kiln unattended.
I'm really grateful to have this wood kiln here at school. It's a pretty rare opportunity to be able to be a part of this firing.
With the air coming through. For our students to do this, it's a great opportunity to prepare them for graduate schools, for being a professional artist, or anything in the field of ceramics.
After over 40 hours in the kiln, the students finally get to see their work.
I got a couple pieces that I really liked, and it definitely was a learning experience. I don't want to.
We're taking something from this natural state to become something that's fine art.
For Dixie Sun News, I'm Jackson Chapman.
It's always great to see new resources coming to Dixie State.
Especially that one. I would not want to work that one during the summer, though.
Yeah, it'd probably get really hot. Looking for a way to get in the Halloween spirit while enjoying the outdoors? Look no further. The Washington County Water Conservancy District organized the 4th annual Scarecrow Walk in Haunted Canyon at Red Hills Desert Garden. This event is in promotion of the wise use of water. The garden features several scarecrow displays from various local organizations, in addition to a haunted canyon decorated with skeletons, spiders, and other creepy characters. DSU also has its very own display in the garden, featuring 3 very familiar looking scarecrows. The display will stay up until October 31st, so don't miss it. The DSU Makerspace in the Atwood Innovation Plaza allows the community and students to bring their innovations to life.
In the Makerspace, we offer a service where students and community members can come and use the space to work on technologies and also work on attaching business models to those technologies.
So some of the personal projects that I'm working on, there's really the main 3 that we're focused on here at Innovation Plaza. And one is a desalination device that allows us to take ocean water and turn it into fresh water. And we're hoping to be one of the #1 people in the world with that. We have our patent pending, and we are submitting all of our final patent work June 11th. And the Makerspace has been really important in being able to manufacture that kind of technology to be able to be tested.
The largest project that has been taken on by the laser cutters in the Makerspace has been for Josh Peterson's Halloween house decor, inspired by Disneyland's Haunted Mansion.
Total hours just cutting, so laser cutting, total hours, we were just under 30 hours. 28.8 hours it was that we spent just laser cutting. Then we had to spray paint all of it. Then we had to drill all with 90-degree brackets, drill all of that into like a track line for the roof. And in total I worked on it straight for about 38 days.
The metal and wood shop are still under construction, but are set to be finished in mid-November. That's amazing that he puts so much work into creating that house, and that the other students have such big projects, and that the Makerspace is able to provide everything they need to make them come to life.
I drove by the house. It's absolutely incredible. I think everyone should go and see it.
Agreed.
When we come back, I'll be in the kitchen with a cooking instructor to bring you some quick and easy breakfast options.
There is a place where rocks bleed and nature blushes on a battlefield green with envy, where dimples determine destiny and a tiny wooden tea holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where friends are opponents and opponents are friends, where the prize is elusive, the conquest is captivating, and the score isn't settled till the drinks are down. There is a place.
I take the road less traveled, run free, unwind, unravel, someplace outside with lots to do. Green trees, red rocks, and don't forget that blue sky. The sunshine shining, sunshine pouring on me. Think I might just stay a while. Say hooray all day because the sun is gonna shine on me. Sun is gonna shine on me. Sun's gonna shine on me.
Students are notoriously on the go, sometimes skipping the most important meal of the day just to make it to class on time. I'm here with April Ashcroft, a nutrition coach and a food instructor who has dedicated her life to healthy eating and helping others to do the same. She's been teaching cooking classes for 15 years and has even written 2 cookbooks. Together, we're going to show you how to do some quick and easy breakfast ideas. April?
Yes, you know, one of the greatest things that we can do for our health is to get more leafy greens into our diet. They're the healthiest food on the planet. They're anti-inflammatory. They keep your blood vessels running good so that we can get blood to our brains. You know, college students are studying and they need to get that blood to their brains so they can think and remember things. So, and greens are going to help us do that. So I'm going to make a green smoothie. Green smoothies are kind of the hot thing these days. Everybody's doing them, but I kind of like to stick to some basic ingredients. And I use, I'm going to show you some of the main superfoods that are so good for our bodies and our brains. So we're going to start out with some water in our blender, and I'm going to sweeten this up just a little bit extra with some dates. Dates are a whole food. It's the type of sweetener that I like to use. It's non-processed, just the way nature provided them. So I'm just going to put those in my blender jar. And then I'm going to add some walnuts. And walnuts are super good for the brain. They're high in omega-3 fatty acids. They're anti-inflammatory. And if you look at a walnut, the way it is in the shell, it looks like the brain, right?
They're delicious. I never thought of putting them in a smoothie before.
It adds some great fats and a little bit of creaminess and really great. So, and then this is a chocolate lover smoothie, and if you don't like chocolate, of course, you can leave the chocolate out. But I'm going to add some cocoa powder, about a tablespoon of cocoa powder. And then we're going to add the most important thing, which is your leafy greens. And this is a little over 2 ounces, so we're adding quite a bit. But we need to get those greens in. Again, they're the healthiest foods on the planet.
And this has been super quick to make, really easy for in the morning, on the go.
Yep.
Jam-packed with all these nutrients.
Yep, absolutely. And it keeps you full and going till lunchtime, pretty much. So, okay, and then I'm going to add another superfood, which is blueberries. All berries are brain foods. They're the greatest foods for the brain. They're super high in antioxidants. And I want you to remember, when you hear the word antioxidant, from now on, I want you to think anti-aging, because that's what they do, is they protect your body, protect your cells from aging, and we all want that, right?
Absolutely. College is never too early to start.
That's right. All right, and then we're going to sweeten this up some more and make it extra creamy and kind of like ice cream, and put some frozen bananas. It's a great way to use up your old bananas. They're a little spotty, too spotty to eat, so you freeze them and you put them in a smoothie.
That's a really clever way of just saving those extra foods that could be going bad.
Absolutely.
I really like that.
We don't want to I don't like to throw anything away. Okay, so we're going to put on the lid to our blender and just give it a good blend. All right, and there we go. And we can make this a little bit thicker by not adding so much water. I had quite a bit of water in there to start off with, and if you want it more like ice cream, you just lessen the amount of water. So I didn't get a glass out. Do you want to get a glass? And
Absolutely.
I can pour you some to try.
My pleasure. I'd love to get you a glass.
And anyway, if it's, you know, if you're not a chocolate lover, you can always leave the chocolate out. But if you are a chocolate lover, it's the best way to get chocolate into your diet, rather than having it like in a candy bar where you've got oils and processed sugars. The smoothie is a great way. So
absolutely, this is more of the real life where you don't know where your glasses are in the morning, struggling to get this, but this is faster than putting makeup on for me, honestly.
It is, and you can drink this while you're putting on your makeup.
Absolutely.
Which is a great thing. So anyway, so there you have it. Chocolate lovers smoothie.
You can take that with you to class.
Absolutely.
And just drink it on the way. That's a great idea. So we've got this hummus over here, correct?
Yes. Another superfood that we need to include in our diet is beans. We don't get enough beans into our diet. You know, we've heard the jingle, beans, the magical fruit, the more you eat. I say the healthier you are. So
it's a better ending.
Yes, absolutely. You know, the longest lived populations in the world, they're in the blue zones, and their main source of protein is beans.
Oh.
So, and beans actually feed the gut, and there's a gut-brain connection with food. You know, the healthier your gut is, the healthier your brain's going to be, and beans are going to help make your gut healthy.
And they're so cheap. They're perfect for college students. Very
Super
affordable.
Cheap.
Absolutely.
Yes, super cheap. So we're just going to add these beans to our food processor work bowl, and you can do hummus in a blender, but I prefer to use the food processor. It's a little bit easier to work with. So, and then to this, we're going to add three tablespoons of tahini, and tahini is like peanut butter, but it's made with sesame seeds. And sesame seeds, or actually all seeds, are another superfood. Some of those foods that we need to get into our diet on a regular basis.
Piling in those health benefits.
Absolutely. Sesame seeds are super high in calcium. In fact, they're the highest calcium food on the planet. They contain lignans, which are phytoestrogens, which decrease risk of cancer, so just a great food. And then we're going to add some garlic. Garlic is one of the main ingredients in hummus, and you can put as much or as little as you like. My husband would prefer that I don't put so much in, but I love it. And then we're going to put in some cumin and some smoked paprika and a little bit of salt.
Just get those spices right in there. I'm loving this. Love a lot of garlic, a lot of spice.
And you can do so much with hummus. I mean, you know, you go to Costco and they've got all those different flavors. You can just flavor this up with, you know, I like green chilies or, you know, sun-dried tomatoes or roasted red bell peppers, really good. Then we're going to add 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, another key ingredient for hummus. And that's it. Super, super easy. How much do you spend on a container of hummus when you go to the store? Do you ever buy hummus?
Easily $3 or $4.
Yes, I was looking at the store last night, and this little container, $4. You can make quadruple the amount in those containers for like $2.
And I know chickpeas are 59 cents at the store. So easy.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead and blend this up. And you might have to work with this just a little bit. Stop your food processor and give it a little bit of a stir. And you might want to add a little bit more water or more of the broth from the beans.
I think the best part about making it yourself is you can decide what consistency you want. If you want a thicker one, I love how customizable hummus is, really.
Yes, it is. And you can put this, you can spread this on a sandwich or in a wrap. You can use it for, you know, dipping veggies or crackers like what I've got here. We'll give that one more little stir. The benefit of doing this in a blender is you get it, you can get it really super, super creamy. I like to have a little bit of a texture in it, which is how this is. So, and then again, you can use some raw vegetables to you know, eat your hummus with, or you can buy some crackers. I actually like to make what I call easy chips or easy crackers, and I use these sprouted grain tortillas. They're called Ezekiel 49 tortillas. That's why I call them easy chips, is because they're made with Ezekiel 49 sprouted grain tortillas. And you just put them in the oven and bake them at like 300 for about 15 minutes and dip in your hummus, and they're absolutely delicious.
It's absolutely perfect because it's a staple you always have on hand. If they get a little stale, just throw them in the oven, have them with your hummus.
Right, absolutely. Yes.
And I think too, a great part of this is you can make it, you don't have to make it in the morning, you can have it before because it makes so much that you can just take it with you to school, or you can have it prepared before.
Yeah, and this will keep. You know, it's got salt in it, so it's preservable. It'll keep for, you know, up to 5 days or so.
So great for college students on the go. Thank you so much, April.
You're welcome.
If people are interested in working with you, where can they find you?
My website is healthforlifecooking.com, and the 4 is a number 4. I've got a Facebook page. It's Health for Life Cooking again, and then I'm on Instagram as well, Health for Life Cooking. So
thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, after the break, we'll be back with the latest in sports.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a unique mix of all kinds of things.
There it is. Keep going with it. Leo!
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
Back up the pass. He's going to score. 22-yard touchdown.
It's time to hold down the home court. Women's volleyball will have a 4-game homestand since they hosted the 2019 Dixie State Designated In by Winham Classic Tournament. The Trailblazers will face off against Western Colorado and conference rival Colorado Mesa. Western Colorado was previously swept by Black Hills State by 0-3, entering their match against DSU. Colorado Mesa won their previous match against South Dakota Mines by 3-1, coming to the match against DSU previously. The Trailblazers lost a crucial game to MSU Denver, who stands in second place in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. The final score from that match was 1-3, but DSU bounced back and defeated Chattahoochee State by a final score of 3-1. The match against Western Colorado will be tomorrow night at 6 p.m., and the match against Colorado Mesa will be on Saturday at 6 p.m. at the Students Activity Center. Women's golf teed up for their last match of the fall portion of its 2019-2020 fall tournament schedule at the Cal State San Marcos West Regional Preview. The Trailblazers finished in 6th place with a final score of +52, 628. Sophomore Madison Moss led the way for the team by finishing tied in 15th place with a final score of +10, 154. Women's golf will tee up again on March 8th, 2020 at the Missouri St. Louis Emerald Coast Classic in Destin, Florida. The men's soccer team had a tough go-around by losing 3 out of the 4 games of their homestand. The Trailblazers lost in a thrilling game against Fort Lewis in double overtime with a final score of 3-4. The team also lost a close game to Colorado Mesa with a final score of 0-1. Men's soccer had a 6-7-1 overall record with a 5-5 record in conference play. The Trailblazers will look to bounce back with a 3-game road trip, starting with Adams State tomorrow at 3 p.m. and followed by Colorado State Pueblo on Sunday at noon. Women's soccer will have their last 2 home games of the season, this including Senior Day on Sunday. The Trailblazers will host New Mexico Highlands at Colorado State Pueblo. New Mexico Highlands will be coming into the match up with a previous loss to Western Colorado by a final score of 2-3. Colorado State Pueblo previously defeated Colorado Mesa by a final score of 1-0. In DSU's last game, the team was locked in a stalemate with Fort Lewis and drew a program record 4th draw of the 2019 season, with the final score being 0-0. The game against New Mexico Highland will take place tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. and Senior Day will be against Colorado State Pueblo on Sunday at 1:30 p.m. at Trailblazer Stadium. The DSU football team collected their 6th straight win on Saturday after defeating Western Colorado. The Trailblazers were down early at halftime, 14-7, but the DSU offense came into the third quarter pounding on the door. The Trailblazers offense put up 21 points in the third quarter with 2 passing touchdowns from redshirt sophomore quarterback Cody Wilstead and 1 rushing touchdown from junior running back Andrew Canelli Robles. The DSU defense was lights out in the second half, only allowing 6 points, including 3 big stops towards the end of the fourth quarter, with a clutch interception by senior defensive back Aaron Simpson. Simpson's 8 total tackles, interception, and pass breakup against Western Colorado earned him RMAC Defensive Player of the Week. The final score from the game was 28-20. The next game for the Trailblazers will be the homecoming game against Chattahoochee State on Saturday at 1 p.m. at Trailblazer Stadium.
I'm really looking forward to see how they're going to match up against Chadron, being that they're the 2nd best offense in the RMAC.
Yeah, this is going to be a really challenging game for the DSU defense, and Chattahoochee State's more pass heavy than run heavy, so it's going to be extreme matchup coming up this Saturday.
I've been pretty proud of them though so far this year. They've done really, really well, which hasn't really been the case previously. Well, we're going to leave you with one more thing you can do this weekend.
With over 240 million 911 calls responded to in a day across the United States, our first responders are a valuable asset to every community. Washington County is showing their appreciation for our first responders by holding the 4th annual First Responders Appreciation Car Show. The event will be held at Veterans Park this Saturday. Vintage cars and responder vehicles will be there to raise benefits for Project Lifesaver, a nonprofit designed to help at-risk individuals who are prone to wandering due to cognitive issues. If cars aren't your cup of tea, food, music, and a bounce house will also be there.
That's all exciting stuff to see. I'm really excited to see what kind of cars are going to be there and know what kind of food is going to be presented out there at Veterans Park.
Yeah, and first responders are really important to everybody, so it's glad to see that they're being appreciated.
Yeah, it's always so important just to support our community.
Yes, definitely. Good cause.
And that's it for this week's Dixie Sun News at noon.
Catch us here next week, same time, same place.
Have a great week, Trailblazers.